and welcome to Be Beautiful You. This is just a brief introduction on what Be Beautiful You represents. My name is Becca, and it's been a struggle through my life to accept myself as I am. It's not an easy task, and one that requires a lot of work. I grew up in not great conditions. I was abused quite badly into my teenage years until I basically escaped and was able to work on myself. I think the first time I went to therapy, it was definitely eye-opening to see, and the transformations that happen within yourself. You can really do so much. I mean, I personally was super insecure. Like, I, no joke, hated myself. I used to constantly say it. I used to say that I hated myself, that I was ugly, that I was disgusting, that I was gross. I used to say these awful, terrible things about myself, and I truly believed them at the time. And I'm not saying that I don't still have, bad moments where I think negatively on myself, but I definitely have progressed into a different stage entirely of leaving behind that self-hatred. And so basically it's been a journey. We all have our own journeys in life to take, and some take longer than others. But what makes it even harder these days is that we have social media, we have pressures that are extenuated, I suppose, from all of these websites and all of these talk shows. And like, I had pressure when I was growing up, from home and from school, and from magazines. Magazines are really, really not great to read, which is why I no longer buy them. I used to love to buy them. So I no longer buy magazines or subscribe to anything that is remotely, judgy. But the problem is that we have social media, right? Because this is the 21st century after all. And more these kids are creating accounts, and it's a problem, like, not just here but everywhere, all over the world. There's all these accounts by these kids. Some of it are the parents' fault because they don't monitor them closely enough. But again, we also have society that's, really, really making these kids feel like they need to be on social media. They need to look a certain way, because if they don't, then they get this into their mindset that they need, like, millions of followers or fans, or they need this social media presence. And while having a social media presence is nice, I'm not going to deny that, but the reason that they want it is not a healthy reason. The reason they want it is because they think that having that makes them look cool, or having that makes them better than everybody else, or just as good as people that they, think highly of. Which I can understand, the mindset of that, but that unhealthy thinking, that unhealthy behavior, though I understand where it comes from, makes it harder for other people who are struggling. So even though they're struggling, by them broadcasting, what they consider to be positive, it can very much hurt another person. I see all the time these Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, and YouTube for that matter, all, shouting out saying, I want this, I want this. Problem with wanting something is, especially when you're younger, you don't necessarily think the same way once you get older. You might, but you also might not. And you may regret things that you've done when you were doing what you were doing, and that's not a judgment on you, but it's a thought that a lot of people don't think about, and then they look back and they regret what they've done within themselves. Some don't. In fact, I am one of the people who, I regret some of the things that I did, sure, but a lot of the things, while some people may say that I should regret it, I don't, because it's made me who I am. So it's hard because you've got these kids and they're not fully developed in the way that they think they are. And then you've got the young adults. So young adults, I'd say in their 20s, right? 18, 19, 20s, in their 20s, or 18, 19, which basically I still think 18, 19 is still what I'd call a kid in a way, but we're just going to move on from that and go, okay, 18, 19, 20, etc. People within that age range are what people would on social media think of as influencers and people who are high profile, which is meant to be super cool. But the people who do that are risking younger people and themselves, putting themselves at harm as well, because all of these effects that go on social media, all of this whole, I'm living my best life. I'm sorry, but you're not living your best life. And by promoting the fact that you think that you're living your best life and putting that all over social media is actually causing harm to others because they think that their life isn't good enough. And a lot of people won't come out and say that to you, but I am, because it needs to stop, really. Living your best life is a saying, a statement. It's not really the truth. We all have, things in our lives that are not great. And pretending otherwise it's harmful to yourself, and then it's harmful to others who are influenced by your posts, by photos of yourself, like for instance beauty influencers and fitness influencers, all of these young girls and young guys who are looking at you and admiring you for the way that you look, Now, the way that you look is not your fault. I'm not trying to say that, but I am saying that by promoting that young kids go on diets, or that they must do this, must do that, otherwise they're not going to be pretty, you are definitely getting in the way of these kids progressing their lives. There has been, and I don't think people really truly realize this enough, there has been a complete increase in teenage and young adult suicide related to social media, and the impacts that it does have. Because, as I always say, your words and your actions matter. So basically what I'm getting at is I want to be able to have a positive impact. And by doing so, I have created this project, or this, whatever that you want to phrase it as. But Be Beautiful You is about being beautiful, but being beautiful within yourself, not within society. So the most important thing for you guys is to be able to reach a point where you think that you are, well, first you need to reach a point where you feel that you're enough, and that you're good, and that you're nice, you're kind. And then you get to the stage where you feel, I am all of these things, but I am also cute, pretty, handsome, gorgeous, and then you reach beautiful. It is a progress. Some of you may already be there, which is fantastic. Others, it is a process, and it can take longer or shorter, depending on how you are inside yourself and what you've been through. If you've been through stuff, I was bullied very harshly at school. And, I used to have a back brace at one point. And then I used to have braces and glasses. And not attractive glasses either. Not back then. So I always felt, so insecure, but it was made more so not just by that, but by people who would bully me and point stuff out about me and call me ugly. I always got that in school. I was always the ugly one. I was always the one who was definitely an outcast, and people just didn't really speak to me. I had like 3 close friends that I didn't really have many people, because back then I was much quieter, much shy, very introverted. And don't get me wrong, I still am, but I definitely have been able to have confidence as I progress through life and life's challenges. And so it is difficult, and I know I keep saying it, but it is a process, and the process needs to be made easier on everyone by being kinder, by getting rid of this whole living your best life attitude, by thinking before you post, by acknowledging that everyone has their own beauty. I used to get called shark fin because I had a back brace at one point. Not my problem, not my fault that I had a back brace. It's like, do you think that I want to be like this? No. I used to get called I used to have anorexia really badly, where you could see my bones and stuff. And then when I started to gain a little bit more weight, where I was actually at a healthy weight at that point, then they would call me whale and make whale noises. You know, like, but this is just the definition of what I'm speaking about. Like, people doing that kind of stuff is very harmful. And it had a huge impact on me. There are various different things that I could tell you, but the most important thing that I want to get across to you all is that there's beauty in every single one of you. And what I'm trying to do here is to help you to express it, to feel it, and then I want to be able to have discussions on what beauty means to you, or what it looks like. And throughout this channel, I will be focused on many different aspects, many different points of view and opinions, and I want to make you guys feel like you can send me messages or anything like that, propose new things for me to discuss, or comment on, just, I want you to feel that you can interact with me. I'm very open kind of person, so I really want you guys to be able to join in, and if you would like, you can do a video collab with me. We can discuss different topics of kind of beauty or anything like that. I will have a lot of positivity throughout my channels. I am on TikTok, Insta, YouTube, and I'm trying to be a light in the darkness that is our world. I want to feel like I can help people. I want to feel like I can make a difference to people's lives in some kind of positive way. And if I can do that and reach people in a positive light, then that is amazing to me. So I hope that you enjoy my channel. Feel free to send me a message, ask me questions which I can relay on videos or posts, etc., answering your questions, or posting a video topic based on suggestions, etc. You'll see a lot of positivity, a lot of in-depth thinking and opinions on different things. When I say beauty, it's about all types of beauty. It's about inner beauty, inner strengths, inner goals. It's about beauty standards within society. It's about makeup. It's about perceptions of beauty. And I really want to make it clear that this is a place for both, for girls, women, boys and men. So this is like, I think a lot of the time when the word beauty is mentioned, people just kind of go to just girls or women, they don't necessarily have men or boys in that. And I think that that's kind of wrong, because beauty is within everyone. So I think that's another thing, is that what people perceive as beauty, it's not just all makeup or hair or whatever. There's more to it than that. And that's what I want to get across. So I hope that men and women, boys and girls, can watch this and see my posts and join in if you feel comfortable enough to. and just appreciate it, appreciate each other, and hopefully together we can help to influence a positive change within society. That's my deepest wish. Okay, well, that's been my basic intro kind of thing. So I hope you enjoy my channel and my socials, and I will see you in future.